This is question number 24 in the June 2013 non-calculator paper. Okay, just let's read the question first. Bill works for a computer service center. The table shows information about the length of time, T minutes, of the phone calls Bill had. So, we have the time, we have these groups, we have the number of calls that he received. On the grid, draw a histogram to show the information. Now, as soon as you see the words histogram, there's a formula that should come to mind and that you should be writing down somewhere. For histograms, you need to be familiar with frequency, density. And frequency density is class width. It's frequency divided by class width. And I'm just writing that in the top corner there, so I'm actually familiar with it. If I look at my table here, these are my frequency. My class width is going to be how big each of these groups are. So this group here, its class width is 10. This group here, its class width is 5. Here, this class width is 5. The next group, its class width is 10. And this final group here, its class width is 15. So, frequency density, I'm going to work them out at each of these levels. So frequency density, remember it's frequency divided by class width. Frequency divided by class width, you need to remember that. So 12 divided by 10, 5, 15 divided by 5, 13 divided by 5, 18 divided by 10, and 3 divided by 15. Now remember, this is a non-calculator paper, so you're expected to do each of these calculations without a calculator, and they're not particularly challenging. The 12 divided by 10 is 1.2. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 13 divided by 5, now you need to be familiar with this, that is going to be 2.6. 18 divided by 10 is 1.8, and 3 divided by 15, well, that simplifies down to 1/5, which is 0.2. Now, in this question, that is the hardest bit of maths that you're required to do. And it's not particularly challenging, but you need to be confident with your fractions, confident in terms of working with that. And with what's on the screen right now, we should be able to draw a complete histogram. What I need to do, first of all, though, is looking at this graph, I've noticed there's no scale on the frequency density column, okay, on this axis. Now, looking at my frequency densities, the biggest frequency density I have is 8. Okay, so that means over here, if I think about these as, nope, it's not 8, it's 3. My biggest frequency density is 3. So if I look at each of these here, I could take my frequency density all the way up to 3 there. So that could be 1, 2, 3. We'll do that in pen. Okay, that should make it pretty straightforward to do. And I'm going to draw one block at a time. The first block goes from 0 to 10, which is up to here. And how high does it go? It goes up to 1.2. 1.2 is there. And I'm going to draw my line at that stage. Then close it off. And that's my first bar of my histogram. The second frequency density for the second group from 10 to 15, it goes all the way up to 3. So I need to go up to those points over there, and I've marked them out. I just need to join everything up now. The next one goes from 15 to 20, and it goes all the way up to 2.6. So that's 2.5. 2.6 is up to there, and drop that down. The next one goes from 20 to 30, so it's a group size of a class width of 10, and it goes all the way up to 1.8, and 1.8 is there. Draw my line across for the top, and then drop it down. And finally, 30 to 45 takes me right up to the end, and that's 0.2, and that's just up to there. This is my completed histogram. This question is worth 3 marks. Not a lot overall, however, it's 3 pretty straightforward marks if you know what you're doing and if you're familiar with it. And for those people who are aiming for top grade, this is a question that you definitely have to do.